On a bright morning in the peaceful town of Willowville, Michael, a young man with a big dream, was preparing for a life-changing adventure. His dream was to explore the world and experience the excitement of different places, but he had never been on an airplane before. Today was the day that dream would begin to come true, as Michael was about to embark on his very first flight. Michael had meticulously packed his bags the night before. He double-checked his passport and ticket to ensure he hadn't overlooked anything crucial. His friend Alex had kindly offered to drop him off at the airport. Alex was a cheerful and helpful neighbor who had traveled by plane many times and was familiar with the airport routine. As they drove toward the airport, Michael's excitement grew stronger. Butterflies fluttered in his stomach as they entered the airport parking lot. The airport was buzzing with people of all ages, each with their own destinations in mind. Michael couldn't help but notice the large departure board displaying flight information and departure gates. "Michael, the first thing you need to do is check in," Alex explained. She pointed toward the check-in counters, where a line of people patiently awaited their turn. Michael joined the line, feeling a mix of nervousness and anticipation. When it was finally his turn, he handed his passport and ticket to the friendly airline agent. "Good morning," said the agent with a smile. "May I see your passport and ticket, please?" Michael handed over his documents, and the agent efficiently checked him in. She handed him a boarding pass and provided clear instructions on which gate to go to for his flight. "Thank you," Michael said, feeling relieved that the check-in process had been smooth and straightforward. He followed Alex through security, where they had to place their bags through the scanner and walk through a metal detector. Once they were through security, they found themselves in a spacious area filled with shops and restaurants. "We have some time before your flight," Alex said. "Would you like something to eat or drink?" Michael nodded, and they made their way to a cafe where they enjoyed a delicious breakfast. Michael ordered a croissant and a hot chocolate. As they sat at a table by the window, Michael looked out and saw planes taking off and landing. He couldn't believe that he would soon be on one of those planes, heading to a new and exciting destination. "This is amazing," Michael remarked, sipping his hot chocolate. After they finished their meal, Alex checked her watch. "It's almost time for you to board, Michael," she said. They walked to the departure gate, and Michael could see his plane waiting on the tarmac. It was a large, silver airplane with the airline's logo on the tail. Soon, the announcement came over the loudspeaker. "Passengers on Flight 231 to Paris, please proceed to Gate 12 for boarding." Michael hugged Alex tightly. "Thank you so much for helping me, Alex. I'll miss you." As Michael boarded the plane and found his seat, he felt a mixture of excitement and nervousness. He fastened his seatbelt, and the plane taxied down the runway before taking off. Michael looked out of the window and watched as Willowville became smaller and smaller. Several hours later, Michael's plane landed at Charles de Gaulle Airport in Paris. He was greeted by a friendly flight attendant as he disembarked. Michael followed the signs to Customs and Immigration, where he had to show his passport and answer a few questions. Once through Customs, Michael retrieved his suitcase from the baggage claim area. He felt a little overwhelmed by the bustling airport, but he knew he had to find his way to the city center. He approached an information desk and asked for directions to the train station. The helpful airport staff explained the way, and Michael followed their instructions. He purchased a train ticket and soon found himself on a platform, awaiting his train. As he stood there, taking in the sights and sounds of the airport, he couldn't help but smile. He had made it to Paris, and his adventure was just beginning. Little did Michael know, a surprise awaited him at the train station in Paris. As he stepped off the train and looked around, he spotted a familiar face in the crowd, his cousin, Emma, whom he hadn't seen in years. Emma had been living in Paris and had heard about Michael's visit from the grandparents. She had come to the station to welcome him to the city. "Michael!" she exclaimed, rushing forward to give him a big hug. "I can't believe you're here." Michael was overjoyed to see his cousin and couldn't believe the coincidence. They spent the day exploring Paris together, catching up on old times and creating new memories. Michael's first international trip had turned into an unforgettable adventure, filled with surprises and reunions. As the sun set over the beautiful city of Paris, Michael realized that the airport had been the starting point for his incredible journey, but the real magic had happened when he stepped off that train and into the arms of family. And so, his adventure continued, one unexpected moment at a time, in the City of Lights.